Hello kids, this is Kurt Brown, alias Saint Rambone, former freelance investigative journalist in these most hated United States. Started the big business in the year 2000 after I lost my job at the FDIC, where they terminate people who don't sleep with the boss. I'm encouraging young people not to use state health care or federal health care. At the top of the government is our worst enemy. I've come to realize that the Vietnam War should have told me never to serve their military, never to trust their government. My grandmother told me before I went in the Navy, remember Vietnam. She was ready to put me in her own electric chair, which brings up a good point. I was speaking to a Syrian woman recently, at least that's what she said she was, and she told me I should change the words in one of my songs. The song that I wrote was Stone Cold in My Electric Chair. One of the lyrics in the songs was, $50 is me, stone cold. She said I should change it to $4 is me, stone cold. $4. Is that $4? 4 horses of Armageddon? Syrian woman was really hot. She reminded me of a woman who was going to let me run free when I was about to be forcibly injected at Flagstaff Medical Center in 2004. The government had me on probation. They had suppressed evidence in 2001 when I had Sheriff Jack Tillman of Mobile, Alabama on the ropes. He was a thief and he was starving inmates, and the government allowed him to do so, saying he was simply saving excess food funds. By the year 2005, he had close to $360,000 in the account. He probably had it in 2001. The government suppressed evidence. They injected me. The federal government injected me forcibly in 2001 before court. I was sentenced, basically tortured for years after torture, and tortured again with more forced injections where I had a stroke at Flagstaff Medical Center. You never sign the insurance papers in a state facility or federal facility until the medical procedures are done. I signed the papers at Flagstaff Medical Center for Blue Cross Blue Shield insurance. I had it at the time. They took me, ejected me, tortured me, held me for several days, and charged my insurance company and me, and gave me a stroke and will not pay me to this day. I would accept retribution of some form. I'd prefer monetary, but if I saw those who have harmed me being tortured, maimed, killed, as I have seen others tortured, maimed, and killed, I would gain a bit of catharsis from it. If you don't know what catharsis is, look it up in the book. It has a psychology term. It has to do with people releasing things. Yeah, I do have some anger about being tortured and maimed. My career stopped. But I know that the United States was taken over a long time ago. My biggest mistake was to ever have anything to do with the government. Just do not trust government health care. Whether it's state or federal, I recommend the young leave the United States. I see other nations in the Mideast and in that direction to be much more preferable. I've never been there, so you come back and tell me. I was thinking of Turkey, Israel, Iran, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, and other nations where you can find refuge. The United States is not it. The people are predators in the United States, and the government, they do not care for you. They will push you out and they will kick you down. They will also use you as a guinea pig, and they may even harm your children to make sure they are in the lower caste. You must remember, many people in the United States are from very diverse genetic backgrounds, and many of these have been at war over the centuries. Do not kid yourself. Mankind is a predator. Its eyes are on the front of his head like a predator, and the prey is often the same. I'm afraid you children are the prey. That's why I warn you of these things. I encourage you to leave the United States when you're young. Do not believe in the lies of the federal government. Do not believe in the lies that you are safe here. Protect your young, protect your unborn. They may try caste setting. These are people who would eat human flesh, who would kill thousands of people in the battlefield, kill thousands of people in tanks, pouring fuel on them. This is no joke. This is the way our earth is. Do not trust federal and state health care in the United States. Do not trust the federal and state governments. If you can, get out while you're young. Never look back. This is Kurt Brown, alias Saint Rambone, founder of website Mobile Audit Club.